You know, Nathan, we call these mashups because we take two cars that don't compete and mash them up together. Yet behind me, do I see two cars that compete?
Yeah, you know, it's almost scary because on paper, these cars are really, really close. They're very similar. This might be a proper comparison.
So it's a mashup or is it a comparison?
Ah, crap, it's gonna be a comparison.
So which one's better? Let's find out. All right, Nathan, well, on the surface, they may seem similar.
Yeah.
They actually have very different architecture. My Chrysler is rear-wheel drive. This one is all-wheel drive, but it has Chrysler's venerable and now well-known Pentastar 3.6 liter.
Yes, and mine is basically a front-wheel drive car with an all-wheel drive system. And it has the 3.5 liter V6, which has recently been updated.
So which one's better? There's only one way to find out.
Let's drive.
All right, Nathan, we have the Solo DL mounted. I was reading, Car and Driver managed to do 6.9 seconds in this very car with the 8-speed transmission to 60, but of course they had an anorexic driver, 1 gallon of gas, at sea level on the drag strip. Yeah. So let's see what it'll do with two guys in real world testing. Go for it, dude.
All right.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, good launch. Good launch. That Pentastar engine sounds good, doesn't it? It's a little muted.
It sounds really good.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Slowly moving.
We just blew by 6 seconds. There we have it. Oh, 9.01. 9.01.
These are kind of sexy headlights. It's one of the major things that's changed in the front. You look throughout the vehicle, you can see that the lines have changed over time. But what's important is that they've kept the same silhouette, the same very boxy, very burly 300. To me, it's definitely a car that looks like it wants to be a badass, and all you need to do is play some thumping music.
Once upon a time, that is hot, when things were good in the auto industry, Ford owned two companies. You might know their names, Jaguar and Aston Martin. They sold them, but I think they kept some of their intellectual styling property, because if you look at the front of the new 2013 Taurus, you'll see a distinct Aston Martin, especially in the grille. Here in the tush, as Nathan would say, the new 2013 Ford Fusion, well, it looks like a Jaguar. Taurus still looks like a Taurus.
Yeah, but you know what? It's got a massive trunk. It's even bigger than the Chrysler.
From a style perspective, Nathan, which one do you like better, the 300 or the Taurus?
Well, from the back end, and you know how I am about back ends, I'd say that the Taurus has a little bit more of that bulk and massive feel, whereas in the 300, it just kind of feels elegant. You want to see something pimpin' cool?
Yeah, show me, man.
I love it that car companies are now doing this more often than not. It's really cool, and it does help keep the temperature down.
Hey, what happened to the seat backs?
Sold them on eBay.
Good.
Our friend from Chrysler, his name is Klaus, and he's 7 freaking feet tall. No kidding.
Oh, he's not 7, Nathan. He's like 6'9".
6'11.3". He was one of the guys who said we need better interiors, and indeed, this is a much better interior. Love the French stitching, love the seats, very comfortable. Dash is a little plain. Roman and I both think it could use a little bit more pizzazz, but for what it is and what you're paying, it's not too bad. And check this out. Dr. Dre set up the Beats audio system, and it is fantastic.
All right, Nathan, 0 to 60 in the Taurus. Now, as I recall, the Chrysler 300 did it in 9.01.
I think we'll be close, but this is a heavier car, so we'll see what happens.
Why don't you try those little sport buttons on the side there?
I have it in sport, but the buttons on the side are actually not as fast. It's faster to let the car do the shifting, but I'm gonna rev it.
All right, go for it.
Ready, guys? Here we go.
That's a good launch.
It'll only let the RPM go up to 2,000. It won't let it go any further when you have the brake on.
Solo DL is Clicking. Oh, you're right. Guess what, guys? 9.49, Nathan. 9.49. So you're right. About a half a second slower to 60 than the Chrysler 300.
At high altitude.
In a canyon. Is it fun to drive?
Absolutely not. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's easy to drive, it actually handles really well. Is it fun? Not really. That's what the SHO is for. This car, I'm going around a corner now, and you okay there?
I'm okay, yeah.
All right.
I'm fine. I trust you.
The 300S is more of a driver's car. This vehicle is more of a cruiser's car. Both of them are big bruisers. This one is quieter and smoother by far. But if it were me and I wanted to have fun between the two of them, the 300S is the way to go. Both vehicles give you just about everything you need to be suave in luxury, and at the same time not feeling like you're driving anything that is cheap.
That was the slowest and lamest power slide I've ever seen, Nathan.
I had to use the little foot brake for the power slide, but I did get the tail to swing a little bit. That's about as good as it gets. The ride is a little bit more sophisticated than I expected. I kind of thought it would be floaty, you know, because it's not the SRT8, but it's firm. At the same time, it's comfortable. And the steering weight is ideal. It is surprisingly communicative considering what type of car it is. It's nice.
You know, Nathan, the Taurus is about 4 inches longer than the Chrysler 300. In fact, it's bigger in almost every way, yet inside here it feels tighter. Why is that?
I think it has to do with the way the seats are designed, the way the dash is designed. Everything seems to kind of come in at you, and it's like you're in a pit, you know, it's like you're deep down inside.
So, there's our first comparison. I almost said mashup, Nathan.
Yeah.
And of course the question is, on a TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, which would you choose? Ah, thank you, yeah, didn't I?
Well, I'll tell you, two things. One, this is a really good car to lease. My kids love it because they keep falling asleep in it. But for me, as a driver, I'd take the Chrysler.
In our previous review, I gave that a buy it. I agree with Nathan, that's a lease it. So, the Chrysler wins. As always, this is Roman.
And Nathan.
See you next time in the Fast Lane Car.